Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is December 28th, 2023. Based on breaking news and events, it appears the CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage a Joseph R. Biden dissolution of presidency event on the date of December 28th or the date of December 29th, 2023. If you follow my blog, 911truther.org, I publish probably about 2 or 3 times a week. I publish like 50 reports about the different scenarios in which they plan to get rid of Joseph R. Biden and replace him with Kamala Harris, which will subsequently trigger a constitutional crisis designed to trigger World War III, because a few weeks ago they formed this new White House gun violence prevention office and a draconian anti-Second Amendment legislation, most likely resulting in a total gun ban or gun confiscation, is expected as soon as Kamala Harris becomes president. So this is essentially a regime change in the United States from Joseph R. Biden to Kamala Harris, in which we will go under a communist-like government, which is designed to trigger a second American Revolution and the internment of millions of Americans in concentration camps called FEMA camps, and the subsequent termination of hundreds of millions of people in said camps. So, firstly, in respect to the date of December 28th, this features 18,038 days since Richard M. Nixon resigned back on August 9th of 74. This features the 88 numerology. This is esoteric and sacred Nazi numerology, which is linked directly to Switzerland. You can just Google 88 numerology, and it's also related to one Adolf Hitler. And then on Friday, December 29th, it marks 18,039 days, and this has the number 89, which is found in the date that Nixon resigned back on 8/9/74 or August 9/74. So this is what's called reflective numerology, and so they tend to do things on these particular dates. So Joe Biden could resign, which is the most likely. He could die in office, which is probably the second most likely. He could suffer a fall, some sort of or other medical episode, which is the third most likely, and he could suffer assassination, which is probably the fourth most likely. So those are the most likely scenarios, but I'm going to read off a list of all the different scenarios, or most of them, that I've been writing about ad nauseum for the last, well, actually since Biden came in office. They've been trying to get rid of him. So resigning under the guise of bribery or money laundering is the most likely resignation, because the U.S. House Oversight Committee is conducting an ongoing investigation into Biden and his son Hunter and James Biden, both of which ignored a congressional subpoena. And so as of yesterday, this House Investigation Committee is actually investigating Biden for conspiracy to obstruct Congress, for basically telling his son Hunter Biden and his brother James Biden not to testify. There's also the leak of the homosexual sex tape, the Hunter Biden IRS and gun charges, the links to Epstein Island, the lawsuits against Joe Biden for rape and sexual assault, the potential RICO statute violations, the illegal campaign contributions, violating the Trading with the Enemy Act. He could also be bit or mauled by his German Shepherd dogs, which is he's been previously bitten by, and also broke a leg playing with. He could suffer a stroke, a heart attack, or some other medical episode, most likely ending up at Walter Reed. And coincidentally, a few years ago, Biden went to receive a colonoscopy at Walter Reed, and then the presidential power, POTUS power, was transferred to Kamala Harris. And this is designed to foreshadow what's going to happen, because they plan to get rid of Biden while in office under the guise of a medical emergency, considering that he is the oldest sitting U.S. president. There's also the high likelihood that he will suffer some sort of slip and fall, probably break a bone or a hip. He could also be killed under the guise of a cancer fatality, or resign under the guise of contracting cancer. He could resign under the guise of links to Hunter Biden's laptop, the $6 billion given to Iran in the hostage exchange, blowback from the Hamas-Israeli war, the U.S.-Mexico border crisis. I don't know if you heard, but there's a group of roughly 8,000 immigrants coming from South America that are expected to come into the United States border crossing in the next few weeks. He could be assassinated under the guise of COVID-19, old age. He could resign under the guise of the cocaine being found in the White House, the congressional impeachment query, the Kabul suicide attack that killed 13 soldiers in Afghanistan, the fraudulent 81 million votes that he allegedly received, the links to the Dominion voting machines which were used to steal the election, election interference, or the classified documents. So they've basically created over roughly 100 different reasons to get rid of Biden. They just keep on creating more and more scandals. So just to recap, some sort of Joe Biden dissolution of presidency event, most likely featuring his resignation. Coincidentally, today, August 28th, 2023, Joe Biden is scheduled to depart to St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands. It is my belief that he will either resign from the White House lawn prior or from the beach while he's in St. Croix. And considering that there has previously been a number of deaths at Sandals resorts and other resorts in the Bahamas under the guise of some mysterious respiratory disease, they may be planning on getting rid of Joe Biden over the holidays prior to New Year or shortly thereafter under the guise of contracting something in the Caribbean. That being said, this summer I was publishing reports about Biden, of him being drowned or being assassinated under the guise of drowning while swimming off the beaches of Delaware. So anyways, regardless of the scenario which the CIA, the storyline, if you will, the narrative that they choose to attach to this dissolution of presidency event, Joe Biden is not expected to be president come Saturday, the 30th of December. So in closing, I'd just like to briefly touch on the fact that this is what is called Swiss interference into American politics. And this has been going on since the inception of the United States, but it's now naked because CIA headquarters located beneath Lake Geneva has been exposed as the ruling hand, as the puppet master that's moving the pieces on the board, if you will. And that's precisely why the internet was created in Switzerland, in Geneva particularly, because that is used to control the world through the satellites, through the banking, through the communication, through espionage, etc. So this is a naked example of the Switzerland, of Swiss interference into American politics, and it's essentially regime change in a de facto manner. And considering that this has been ongoing for a while, it doesn't appear that there's any end in sight. So in the event that Switzerland forgoes their Joe Biden dissolution of presidency event today, the 28th, or tomorrow, the 29th of December, it is expected. And I can tell you in closing that the most likely date after today and tomorrow would be the date of the 31st, which would be 18041. This features the 84 Barack Obama numerology. This is August 4th, his birthday. And so, some sort of Joe Biden dissolution of presidency event is expected December 28th, December 29th, or December 31st. And that will bring about the dreaded presidency of one Kamala Harris, who, while Attorney General in California, imprisoned thousands of people for smoking marijuana. And she is, I haven't been able to corroborate this notion, but somebody informed me that she was previously a call girl on Gavin Newsom's political campaign, and then she's basically like a Obama light. She's basically a Manchurian candidate that was groomed for this position. And so once Kamala Harris becomes president, things are going to go south very, very, very quickly. And so it's imperative that she does not become president, and that Joe Biden withdraws from the 2024 race, and that he is not replaced by Kamala Harris, who will declare martial law and trigger a civil war in the United States. So in the event that Joe Biden or Kamala Harris is no longer, or Joe Biden is no longer president and Kamala Harris becomes president prior to 2024, I kindly ask that you download and share this video with local, national, and international law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local and international media outlets. And let's hope that we can make Swiss interference into American politics a thing of the past. Peace.